design.
Ayo, fuego, pull up.
Spiritual, this war ain't carnal. Spiritual gunners on my side like Arsenal. It's like bullets when we prophesy. Yeah, my life is by design. Gang, gang, I'm with the guys. If it's beef, I let it fry. Spiritual, this war ain't carnal. Got spiritual gunners on my side like Arsenal. It's like bullets when we prophesy. Yeah, my life is by design. Gang, gang, I'm with the guys. If it's beef, I let it fry.
Beef, I let it cook. Look, new man in Christ and I stay living by the book. Shook. Me, nah, don't get it misunderstood. Sword of the spirit, I'm good. When my angels ride out to your hood, move the gospel, ain't moving the budge. Move the gospel, ain't moving the budge. Spiritual gunners with me in the field, like Thierry. And I'm a G when demons OD. I speak the word so they fear me. I use the word to attack. Spiritual war with the gang. Got the armor, never lack. Faith playing at the back. Saving souls, I'm with GK. Slaying giants like I'm David. When I see man, I'ma save him. I say it simple, that's in layman's. Load up the tech. That spiritual weapon, I'm always protected. Put them in check. I put them demons in check.
Spiritual, this war ain't carnal. Spiritual gunners on my side like Arsenal. It's like bullets when we prophesy. Yeah, my life is by design. Gang, gang, I'm with the guys. If it's beef, I let it fry. Spiritual, this war ain't carnal. Got spiritual gunners on my side like Arsenal. It's like bullets when we prophesy. Yeah, my life is by design. Gang, gang, I'm with the guys. If it's beef, I let it fry.
Speaking tongues, my spirit, I stir it up. Yeah, I got a heart of a warrior. Got the buck on the back like a terrier. And he broke all the chains, now I'm merrier. Ooh, Mary is me. And they gon' hear cause I can't be discreet. Yeah, they gon' hear it, the gospel I preach. Concrete with conviction when I'm on the streets. Yeah.
This world is a jungle, but I'ma just live by the book. Like I'm Mowgli, watch us closely. This life sweet, we living like Zack and Cody. Born after the second Adam, I rock at the back, but he ain't Tony. I'm with the homies, don't move with no phonies.
What is his is also mine. Over in my pride.
Top striker in the field, wish you shots when we prophesy. Walk by faith and not by sight. I'm like Ian, always right.
Marriage supper of the land like Thomas party with the guys.
Spiritual, this war ain't carnal. Spiritual gunners on my side like Arsenal. It's like bullets when we prophesy. Yeah, my life is by design. Gang, gang, I'm with the guys. If it's beef, I let it fry. Spiritual, this war ain't carnal. Got spiritual gunners on my side like Arsenal. It's like bullets when we prophesy. Yeah, my life is by design. Gang, gang, I'm with the guys. If it's beef, I let it fry.
Joey Clipstar, HB Freestyle Season 6, you know what's going on right now. I got an old school friend ready to come and do something special for us, still shady. It's been way overdue, but you know me, man, happened the first time, so let's get into something special.
Prayed and only. Yeah. Rhett said if I'm gonna do it, I gotta be the best. Ain't saved by works, tell my youngin' that we elect. I say a prayer on these beats like I'm DMX. It's pure gold in my mouth without the VVS. Yeah. Remember when they kicked me out of SFX and now they want me as a guest. You said A-level's the only way to pass the test. My girl already got the squares, so don't pass the check. Tell my way, I need a tiny desk. Knife fights and gunshots, I think I'm blessed. Survivor's guilt, eternal life has got me skipping death. Ain't Clark Kent when you see the S. Saving all these youths, I need a DBS. Trying to serve the sick just like Jesus said. Kept my head down and I got money up. 100 bags in credit and tell my trustees that it's not enough. I think we're trapping for £1 million dreams. Tell my killies that it's tangible. Still up in a pattern, pushing P's like it's practical. Shady the protagonist, but where I came from, there weren't no heroes. The first villain to die was my ego. Dog, I've seen day ones change cause of zeros. Everyone needs A's, not a Rico. I dropped the dead weight and we got scaled up. Seen a lot of rappers in this scene getting held up, even though they failed us. Hands were made for working, his was nailed up. Yeah, it's deeper. It's still death before the sun about. I'll give you grace. Tingles on my back every time I look the Father in his face. Dog, I'm in a deeper place. There's reasons I can employ big man that are twice my age. Reason I can rap about trauma and still give you faith. Mobile landed and I put it in over 1,500 hands. Every youth inspired with a passion was the only plan. In a room with millionaires, I'm out here just shaking hands. Shady on LinkedIn, I'm the only rapper on there, man. Didn't know the name, they didn't honor man. Rookie mistake. I told my youngin' love his neighbor, but he couldn't relate. I'm in the Benz, but doing 20 like I'm pushing the 8s. Found my purpose, now I'm fully in place. Seen a rapper come and go, that's just the nooks of the game. But I'm that entity they couldn't replace. Not a lot of man have stood in this lane. I'm one of one, underrated, but I still overcome. Look what I done, tell them study me like literature. Local boy, but don't get too familiar. I'm here to take it out of their perimeter. I've seen a lot of HBs, but Shady's not similar. My album coming soon, I'm just here to tell the listener. Glorious news.
Yeah, man, the specialness, but still shady. Joey Clipstar, HB Freestyle Season 6, man. Elegant stuff.
This is Academic Crossroads.
Our journeys through education take many routes from our early years to university. Academic Crossroads is here to explore key elements to help equip you along the way. So join us and our special guests as we also discuss the expected and unexpected paths, including all the challenges and triumphs while gathering your academic top tips.
This is Academic Crossroads with your host, Dr. Leanne Jaye Adeyemi.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Academic Crossroads here on Fire Radio. We are back with another episode. So I am your host, Dr. Leanne Jaye, and we are here to support and equip you through your academic journeys. Now, we've been back a few weeks now, and last week you were checking into the summer checklist. So before the summer truly comes and meets us, we want to be prepared, right? And so we are continuing with our summer checklist, but I am not alone here in the studio, but we will get to it in just a moment. So your summer checklist. Now, summers can be long for some, they might be shorter for others, but regardless of the time that you have in the summer, the most important thing is that you utilize them and get done what you need to get done in order to set yourself up well for the next academic year. Or it may even be next month. Some of you, I've heard your summers are like 2 weeks. So whatever time that you have, we are here today to help and support you in making the most of those. So, like I mentioned earlier, I am not here in the studio by myself today, and I am joined by someone who I would say is one of the most academically astute people I know. They are dedicated, focused, and more disciplined than many. And not only that, but the proof is in the pudding, as they say. So having achieved 7 9s and 2 8s in their GCSEs. Woo, woo, woo. I feel like that if I had a clap. They are also an Amos bursary scholar. Would you like to introduce yourself?
No.
Here in the studio with me today, the lovely
Marpe. Hi guys.
So, Marpe, welcome to Academic Crossroads here on Fire Radio. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
It's nice to have another face on the radio, I think. It's nice to have another face. So before we get into the show, can you tell us a little bit about your academic journey so far, where you're at, what you've done?
All right, so obviously you already introduced me, 7 9s, 2 8s. I think my academic journey especially GCSEs, it used to be quite easy. Like I was kind of coasting along until I think maybe year 10, year 11 that I realized, no, I can't just keep coasting along. I can't just keep showing up to exams. I need to actually start revising. I need to actually start putting in the effort, because I realized that I actually wanted to do something with myself, with my life, and make my parents proud, obviously. So worked really hard, got my good GCSE results.
You're excellent. I don't think it's good. We can't just say good. We absolutely cannot say good. Excellent GCSE results.
But I think especially A-level made me really start thinking harder about academia, because I feel like GCSE is, you don't need to work smart. If you're doing GCSEs, please work smart. But I feel like GCSEs, if you just work hard, whether you're working smart or not, it will end up working out for you. So me, GCSEs, I wasn't really, all I was doing was copying down notes, and I'd spend hours a day doing that, but it was literally just copying down textbooks.
But you still spend hours a day, so make sure you work hard.
Work hard. But I feel like, so I carried over that same mentality, like, oh, GCSEs, you just need to work hard. A-levels, I'm a hard worker. I can work hard. I can do that. But then it started, when I got my first mock results, it hit me that working hard is not enough. You need to know what works for you and work smart according to that. And you also need to know what works for you for each subject in particular. But yeah, so it wasn't easy. It really wasn't easy at all, but we finally finished our A-levels 2 weeks ago, so it worked out.
Ooh, well done, congratulations. But don't worry, we'll have you. We've got more shows lined up for Marpe, because we need to dive. With 7 9s and 2 8s, we need to dive into your journey. Like I feel like we haven't got enough time today, and today is the focus is the summer checklist. But we will be getting into that at a later date. And so what did you study for your A-levels?
A-levels I did, well, during year 12, I was doing chemistry, biology, and maths. Then at the end of year 12, because I was doing that combination because I wanted to do medicine originally. But then I realized, you know what, medicine is not for me, because I could do it because I'm capable and God's on my side.
Amen.
But I realized if you're doing medicine, again, pursue it if you love it. But I realized I didn't love it that much for the low pay, the long amount of time you have to spend in education. It wasn't for me. So I switched to accounting and finance, which is what I'm doing now. So I dropped the chemistry. I dropped on a good grade. I dropped on an A, but I realized it was really difficult for me, I think. I'd never struggled so much academically with a subject until I started doing chemistry. And when I realized I don't need it anymore, because you need it for medicine, you don't need it for accounting and finance. So I dropped that. I picked up economics instead. So now it's econ, bio, and maths.
Okay, nice.
Thanks.
Nice. We will definitely get into your journey at a later date. Okay, so going from GCSEs to your A-levels, and you're also an Amos Bursary scholar, and I think maybe we'll go into that later today, isn't it? Because we're talking about what you did with your summers, and that like packed out your summer last year, isn't it? But before we get into those, we obviously have an icebreaker for you. That's why we're starting today. So we know that studying is great. We know that we have assignments to do. We have deadlines. But what we want to know today is, what are your favorite ways to procrastinate? Because getting to that deadline is not always easy.
It's not easy at all.
And we tend to go around the houses sometimes. We go left, we go right. Sometimes we stand where we are. But what are your favorite ways to procrastinate? So please throw emojis into the chat. If you can't find the emoji, just let us know. You may have multiple emojis. It may not just be one thing. And you may also find that actually when you need to revise, you tend to do A, and when you need to do coursework, you tend to do B. So if you've got a few different things, please let us know. What are your favorite ways to procrastinate? So Marpe, I think we should start with you. What did you find were your favorite ways to procrastinate?
All right, so I think most common would be TikTok, undeniably. But my favorite, guilty pleasure.
I was not expecting that from you. I'll tell you that now.
Whatever. But my favorite would be, I think, cleaning, because and it was very rare, that one.
I mean, your mum must have loved it.
It was rare, trust me, it was rare. But because A-levels were a struggle. A-levels was such a struggle. So my room, it was filthy. It wasn't filthy, it was messy. Okay,
productive mess, because I feel like it was books.
Yeah,
I feel like it was books.
Everywhere.
Okay, so productive mess.
But it got to a point, so I was doing TikTok too much. It was like, at this point I was on like 4 hours, and I was like, I just deleted the app. I was like, I can't do that. But then I still obviously didn't want to do the studying, so I sat in my bed staring at the ceiling for about 10 minutes, and before I knew it, I was just cleaning. And this wasn't just some little clean, this was like, when you take all the clothes out of your wardrobe to
Mama was deep cleaning.
Keep in mind, the revision was sitting there waiting for me. The revision
deep cleaning, so you didn't have to revise.
Yeah. But that was my favorite, just because you get a clean room, you get a clean house. It's nice.
Okay, so I bet your mum really loved you. Your mum really, really loved you for that one. So we had TikTok, okay, and then you finally deleted the app. And then cleaning.
It's a strenuous relationship. It was like every 3 days I was deleting, every 3 days I was re-downloading. Don't follow
I'm
my
hoping
example,
that the app is gone.
Oh,
well,
app is
you've
back.
got summer now, isn't it? You've got summer. So please let us know, how did you find that you were procrastinating? And we will be back with you in just one moment.
Don't you think like that? I will love you endlessly if you only believe in me. Don't you be like that? I will love you forever if you only believe in me. Yeah.
Straight from the 8, I'm walking with God, I don't need a drink. The devil be talking, I don't entertain. I'm walking in faith, I'm sowing my seed, I did it in faith. I gave it to God, and he made it great. Put me in good soil and took out the snakes. Straight from the 8, I'm walking with God, I don't need a drink. The devil be talking, I don't entertain. I'm walking in faith, I'm sowing my seed, I did it in faith. I gave it to God, and he made it great. Put me in good soil and took out the snakes. God, I do great at this rate. I'm finna good and I'm done acting fake. Had to step out the crib, I'm done being late. I'm finna walk in the word, don't need Drakes. Bro, I ain't shooting no demons today. I'ma keep seeking the kingdom with faith. I'ma trust in the truth, so he got in my ways. And I hope that you get it today. And I hope that you find in your way. Back in the O, straight from the 8, I'm walking with God, I don't need a drink. The devil be talking, I don't entertain. I'm walking in faith, I'm sowing my seed, I did it in faith. I gave it to God, and he made it great. Put me in good soil and took out the snakes. God, I do great at this rate.
Don't you think like that? I will love you endlessly.
I got God and he still got my back. I'm so attached, I don't need a strap. Never thought that he would take me back. I will love you forever. Yeah, now I see the truth. I'm believing in you. Back in the O, straight from the 8, I'm walking with God, I don't need a drink. The devil be talking, I don't entertain. I'm walking in faith, I'm sowing my seed, I did it in faith. I gave it to God, and he made it great. Put me in good soil and took out the snakes. God, I do great at this rate. Don't you think like that? I will love you endlessly if you only believe the king. Yeah. Don't you think like that? I will love you forever. Yeah. Cause God, I'm believing in you.
Welcome back, everyone. You are tuned in to Academic Crossroads here on Fire Radio. And today we are looking at the summer checklist with myself, Dr. Leanne Jaye, and our lovely guest.
Hi, Mame. I'm here.
And our lovely guest. So first of all, let's get into some of these. So you said your favorite way to procrastinate was TikTok and cleaning.
Yeah.
So we've had some comments in the chat. So, okay, wisdom. This is looking like...
What'd she say?
You said sleeping.
I love that
and
one.
more
I hear
sleeping
that
and more sleeping. Also, TV, popcorn. So I'm assuming that's movies, your phone, and eating some pizza, some chocolate. Okay, I'm assuming that you're going out to eat here, or are we ordering in, Wiz? Let us know. Sean, you've said playing FIFA was my number one. I guess that's like TikTok is something you could just probably do for hours.
No, I get what you mean, yeah.
Isn't it?
'Cause me too, I like to do, I'm not really a gamer, but I liked indie games. So that was another way I procrastinate. Just hours gone playing a little visual novel, playing a little point and click. So yeah, I get it.
So we've got games, we've got food, food, wisdom. You've clarified. Order is always. Order in always. Order in. So we've got food. Goodness, you're okay, goodness, you're saying sleeping and your phone. So what about me? I think cleaning was one of mine as well,
really?
Actually. Yeah, cleaning was one of mine. Cleaning, eating, and sometimes it would be like, it didn't have to be that I would go away from the work. Sometimes I would sit and eat.
That's
so I'm
bad,
sitting,
though.
I'm doing work. I'm doing work, but I am I'm eating. So really I'm not really doing any of the work. And so yeah, I think those are mine. Cleaning, eating. Sometimes maybe I'll just go and train as well if I
really. I thought yours were good though.
Well, yeah, but I think it was still like, okay, I don't really want to do this work. I don't really want to train, because I was training for the London Marathon in my final year, and so it was like I didn't really want to do either, and so I had to do one. So more often than not, I'd say, okay, the work right, and
so that was kind of me with the cleaning though. 'Cause I'm not a cleaner, but when the work was looking at my face, the cleaning started to look more attractive. You know what I mean?
So that's the thing, isn't it? When you have something to do, there's always something maybe that you don't really want to do, but you'd rather. Yeah. I'd rather clean. I'd rather clean than do that. So goodness, there you have it. Those were my main ones. But now that we've identified those, for all of you that are locked in and on the chat, please, we know that you have them. So once you've identified them, know them, delete the apps, get the cleaning done before you have work to do, so that our procrastination can reduce. It can reduce. Okay, so here on Academic Crossroads, as we mentioned before, we are back with some new things. We are back with some new things, and for you, we have a new segment, and it is called
I inquire to ask him, what's up, Doc?
What's up, Doc? If you're old enough, you'll catch the reference. For those of you don't know the reference. No. What, really? All right, we won't go into your age, it's fine. But if you're old enough, you'll catch the reference. But our new segment is called What's Up, Doc? And so in this segment, this is your chance to send in questions that you may have, anything relating to academia, and we will get them answered for you as well. So you can just drop them in the chat. You can DM us. We are on Instagram. So just let us know, and we will get into your question. So Marpe, we're waiting for a question from you as well, but we will get one. we will get one in that we had in earlier. So we had a question from Evelasio. So wherever you are, Evelasio, I hope you're tuned in now, because we are getting to your question. So Evelasio asks, what are the signs it's time to shift careers, and how can someone make that transition smoothly? So what are the signs it's time to shift careers, and how can someone make that transition smoothly? Well, I think that career shifts come in many different ways. It's the same as when maybe some people start one subject and they want to transfer to another subject. And so with career shifts, sometimes it might be that actually you want to go into a whole different profession if an opportunity arises or a new interest comes. It may also be life changes. So for myself, when I shifted from teaching into a more research-based role, that was because I had given birth to my first son and realized that actually the way that I would have had to have lived life teaching wasn't conducive to the way that myself and my husband, we wanted our family life to be. And so that being said, then we found a new role and applied, and by the grace of God we got it. So, but that was because part of the teaching required me to be driving an hour and a half to get to work, driving back. And it also required, like, for those of you that are teachers or have been teachers, marking the assessments, all of the time spent outside of the actual classroom itself. And so with that, we just felt that it wasn't the best place to stay at the moment. And so we shifted into a more research-based role, but still doing the mentoring and working with students as well. So I think part of it, you have to look at where you're at and what your circumstances are, and then think thoroughly about what is the shift going to mean if you're maybe you have a family. What does it mean for the children? What does it mean for your spouse? What does it mean for, you know, the time that you have with you? And how can someone make the transition smoothly? Well, you have to start by looking and see what's out there, you know, and then maybe take the steps forward. But we will be back with you in just one moment, where Marpe, we will be getting into our summer checklist.
All right. Bye, guys. Okay.
At the mention of your name, every knee must bow. At the mention of your name, everything comes down. At the mention of your name, whatever is loose, the net will lose the nerve. This name get the power, real superpower. Now the name where they help me, they see the light. Now the name how they use every day and night. Now see the name where they help me, they sleep at night. Oh, nah. This name get the power. Daddy, not because of you, I strong past Superman. Daddy, this your love is stretch past Hero Papando. Daddy, not because of you, I strong past Superman. Daddy, this your love is stretch past Hero Papando. He stretch past so ni iwagbo nínú Jésù wa. Orúkọ Jésù lágbára náà. I have faith in God, Daddy no dey lie at all. I have faith in God, Daddy no dey lie. Daddy, not because of you, I strong past Superman. Daddy, this your love is stretch past Hero Papa. Daddy, not because of you, I strong past Superman. Daddy, this your love is stretch past Hero Papando. He stretch past
So welcome back, everybody. So Marpe, would you like to bring us into our next part of the show?
I would. Okay, so now we're going to be playing a quick game. We're going to be playing the game. You're going to be watching us play the game. So we're going to be doing a quick word association. If you're not familiar with it, we'll have a topic. So maybe it will be numbers. It won't be numbers. That's too easy.
What topic are we going to do?
Since it's academic crossroads, maybe subjects, school subjects.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go with it.
Is that too?
We can do it. We can do it. Yeah.
All right. So we'll have a topic, and then I'll say a word. I'll say a word relating to the topic. Dr. Leanne will say a word relating to the topic. We'll go back and forth with speed, at pace. If you stumble, if you slow down, if you get one wrong, if you repeat, you're out.
So we need some judges. We need some judges from the viewers, because when Marpe doubles up on her course or the subject that she gives, and then I win, then we need people to be.
And it's not going to happen. By the way,
we need people to be judges. Also in the studio, we've got some judges in the studio. So Marpe, are you ready?
Yeah, why not?
All right, I'll let you go first.
I'll let you go first. You know what? You go first.
I was going to say, what's this? All right. Okay, so we're doing subjects.
Yeah. Wait,
yeah?
What counts as a subject?
Subject, something that you can study.
Okay.
A course.
Okay.
Yeah? So PE.
English.
Biology.
History.
Chemistry.
Languages.
Philosophy.
French.
Economics.
German.
Geography. Did you say geography?
I thought you said geography.
Did I say geography? No, I didn't.
Let's keep going.
Okay, let's keep going.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Accounting and finance.
German.
Finance. I said German.
Oh, you said German. Oh, okay. That was. I feel like that was best of three. Best of three.
Okay.
Okay, go on.
I'll go first this time. Wait, can we repeat what we said?
New category.
Yeah, new category. Do you want to pick? Professions.
Okay, professions.
All right. Yeesh. Astronaut.
Researcher.
Swim diver.
Lecturer. I won. Okay.
God, whatever.
Next one. Next category. We'll go with any suggestions from the studio. Countries.
Oh,
okay.
my geography is atrocious. Let's go.
Okay, England.
Spain.
Ireland.
Scotland.
Wales.
Northern Ireland.
Germany.
France.
Nigeria.
Belgium.
Ghana.
Norway.
South Africa.
Sweden.
Iceland.
Switzerland.
Brazil.
Denmark. Woo! Oh, I love being a winner. Woo! Go me.
All right, well done. 2-1.
Can I get an applause in the comments, please? Thank you.
Mame wants her applause in the comments.
Give me my flowers.
Okay, so let's get into our summer checklist. So, Mame, last week we spoke about the summer being a time for people to rest, for people to rest, for people to get outdoors, for it to be a time to develop skills, and for people to use it as a time to build their routines. So this summer, how are you spending this summer? Because this is the summer you finish your A-levels now and you're going to uni in September, October time. So how are you using this summer?
I think this summer in particular, I'm focusing on the rest aspect. I think last summer and the summer before that, I was really on the building routines and the
developing your skills.
Developing my skills. But I feel like because I said to myself, for these past 3 months, I've literally just been locking in, like no friends, well, friends, but like no going out, no nothing, properly locked in. And I promised myself that after these 3 months, I can just relax. So I literally had like a list of like, oh, I want to read this book, but I'll do it after. Oh, I want to play this game, but I'll do it after. Oh, I want to read this manhwa, but I'll do it after. So literally this summer, this 3 months, purely rest. And like I have a few like programs, things to do, like the Amos bursary, we have like residentials, we have conferences, but my main priority this holiday is to rest. Yeah.
So focusing on rest this time around. It's all about rest. And so you mentioned that it was quite different to last summer. So that was your summer from year 12 to year 13. So what were the types of things that you got up to that summer? You mentioned about developing your skills. So what were the types of things that you did last summer?
I think last summer, the main thing was because, you know how I said I switched from chemistry to economics. So obviously I'm doing a 2-year course in 1 year and they've already done the 1 year. So
wait, your economics was AS and A?
Yeah,
AS and 2?
Yeah.
In 1 year?
Yeah, I'm cool, right? I'm great. Go me.
I feel like if you haven't given Mame a round of applause for winning the game, please, she needs it in the chat.
Guys,
so you did AS and A2 in 1 year.
So
wow.
I did the AS during the summer. I speed ran that, and then also because I was really bad at maths, like really bad. So I needed to redo all of year 1 maths as well, because I feel like the summer from I'm not a workaholic, don't get me wrong, but the summer from year 12 to year 13, I feel like that summer you are meant to be working on yourself, because especially because year 13 you have your uni applications.
Yes,
you need stuff to put on your uni application and you need to be ready for your mocks, because our mocks then they I don't know if you guys have predicted grades. We had predicted grades, which decides whether you get into uni or not. So that summer I felt like rather than taking it to like rest and relax, I felt like rather I needed to put my foot on the accelerator during that summer, and it paid off. So in terms of developing skills, there was a lot of things that the Amos Bursary did for me. I'm not going to mention them too much. If they want to do a paid partnership, then we'll get into that. But for now, let me just put them out there. But there was a lot of public speaking. There was a lot of building your network, meeting people. I felt like that was important because it also helped me solidify what I wanted to do. Because when I said I was going into accounting and finance, that was a big change from medicine to a completely different subject. And I wasn't even sure that I wanted to do it. But going to a lot of these conferences, going to a lot of these, like we went to Citibank, we went to, I forgot, but going to a lot of
other
these
places,
other places, talking to people who worked there, seeing their journeys there, I felt like that was integral to my decision to actually study finance.
So did you want to switch to accounting and finance before then, or you had sort of thought about the decision and then you went on all of these things and then that's when you made your final decision?
I think the thing was,
what was like the key thing that actually made you think I don't want to do medicine anymore, I'd like to do accounting and finance?
I think it's because at first I was actually going to do accounting and finance, then I switched to medicine because I thought, why am I wasted, like I was doing accounting and finance because it was something to do. I didn't really think much about it. I was like, it's a job, I need a job, let me do that. But then medicine, I really like anatomy. That's like one of my passions. So I was like, if I like anatomy, medicine's a well-respected job, let me do that. So I felt I spent like a year and a bit just fully on medicine, thinking this is going to be my life, this is what I'm going to do. And I spoke to so many people, but I think it was also a bit of like, I know this is academic crossroads, but it was a bit of like God literally spoke to me because I applied for every program there is. I was on applications. That's another thing to do with your year 12 summer, apply for anything. But you'd think me, I like, not to toot my own horn, but 7 9s, 2 8s, and like I'm not bad at writing like personal statements, CVs, whatnot. You'd think something would accept me. Every single thing that I applied for to do with medicine, I got rejected from flat. I was like, wait a second. So even that,
sometimes God will move you away,
you know,
away from where you should not be.
You know what really made me realize though? It was after I decided to switch to accounting. I was like, you know what? Let me do that. I was checking my emails and it was so odd. Like it could only be God. It was so odd because I check my emails, and at that time especially, I was a religious checker. Even when they're rejecting me, I read every word to see if there was a chance that maybe I could.
a glimmer of hope.
And then it was like 2 months after like, I was like, oh, I'm good where I'm at. I was not even going through my emails, but two of my friends who were doing medicine again at the time, they were like, oh, we're part of this program with Birmingham University of Birmingham, the medicine. I was like, oh, that's so cool. Bernice was like, did you not apply? I said, oh yeah, I thought I did. I checked my emails. I actually got accepted to that one. And that was a good program.
Really?
Medicine based. Somehow I didn't see it, but me, I would have seen it. But I don't know, it was only God.
Wow, you weren't meant to be there.
I wasn't meant to be there.
You weren't meant to be there.
But back to what really flipped the decision. I think first it was just speaking to people who were doing medicine, because if you go online, a lot of people, they'll be like, oh no, you have to love it, like don't do it for the money, you have to love it. And I heard it, but I wasn't hearing it. And so I spoke to this girl, again from the Amos Bursary. She said she was going to but she was studying here, but she was doing medicine abroad, so that was her goal. And she was talking about how it's so hard, there's so many tests you have to do on top of your medicine education. And then she was talking about like how little you get paid here, how bad the hours were. And I think having a mother in the NHS, you see firsthand how they're not very kind to the people who work in the NHS. So I was like, do I really want this? And then on top of that, because at the time I wanted to go to, I think it was Cambridge, and they do 6 years instead of 5. I was like, 6 years, studying one thing that I don't really like medicine. I like anatomy and that's it. I really just duped it for little pay. Is this the life I want for myself? And because on top of that, sorry, I'm talking a lot. I have a lot to say.
No, we need to know. We need to know your story, Mum. We need to know.
Sure. On top of that, because my passion is still writing, my passion is still English, and that's still what I'm going to do. So this whole time, my plan was to be a doctor on the side. How insane is that? Doctor on the side. So I was like, I need a job where I can really focus on my passion still. Accounting and finance. When it hits 3:30, when it hits 5, when it's time to clock out, I can clock out. Like, no shame. If I make a mistake, it's not weighing on my head. It's a bit of money loss. But with medicine, that's someone's.
I don't know if accountants will.
Anyways. But with medicine, that's someone's life. And it was when I read the book Do No Harm. I only read it to put it on my personal statement, really, but it was talking about literally just the first chapter, and it's like this brain surgeon, right? He's doing surgery and he did everything perfectly, but the girl ended up literally paralyzed. And it's like, for that to happen to me, to go home every day, I don't think I could deal with it. So I was like, let me do something safe and well-paying. So yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that was there was a lot, I guess, hearing from what you said, there was a lot that contributed to your decision. It wasn't just like an overnight change or like something like that. And by the sounds of it anyway, God was moving you moving you away from there. But yeah, okay, that's interesting. And so to see, when you mentioned about you went to like different banks and things like that, so what were the types of things you were doing there? How did you apply for the programs that led you to get to those things? Because obviously with the summer checklist, it's about being able to utilize your summers. And so if you can get on something like that, because I know there are loads of different programs, even the medicine one that you didn't get but you got, like, how did you apply for them? Where did you find them?
I think, as annoying as the people on there can be, LinkedIn really is your best friend.
Annoying?
Everyone on there is so pretentious. But that is really where you will find your opportunities. And when they say your network is your net worth, they're not lying. Because half of the programs I found out, even if it's not talking to people I knew, it was seeing on their LinkedIns, oh wait, they're part of this program. Oh wait, they've done this thing, and applying for those things myself. So I think if you don't have a LinkedIn account already, get on it. And not just for job searching. Because I thought LinkedIn was just for jobs, until they're like, no, you're meant to, you can post, you can, LinkedIn is for different things. So I think, yeah, that would be my main one. Also, make it known to people that you're interested in these things, because people won't bring opportunities to you if they don't know that you want the opportunities. So making it known that you're looking for these types of things, that you're interested in these types of things, and just searching at the same time would be my advice.
Nice, definitely. And just before we wrap up, you're developing your routine. So I know we've spoken before and you said about like you were reading to get ahead. So what did developing your routine look like? What were your the three main things that you did about building your routine?
Okay, I think the first thing would be I downloaded, like, you know, those apps that you use to block out your day. I downloaded that at first, but then I didn't really like it. So I used literally just Microsoft Excel, made my own spreadsheet. I feel like it's important to know, whether you're relaxing, whether you're studying, it's important to know how much time you have in a day and how much time you have to spend, or how much time you have to waste. So I think that was the first and most important thing, especially in my studies, but even in my relaxation, knowing what time I had, what I needed to do when, what days I was free, what days I was not free, what days I'd be burnt out, what days. It's really important to know yourself and know your schedule. I think the second thing would be to figure out what you want to fill your days with. So it's no good saying, like, in general, oh, I want to learn guitar, but like you just leave it at that. I feel like it's very important to know what you want to do, what that contains, and how you're gonna block that out, how you're going to add it to your day. And I think the third thing is, obviously, most importantly, consistency. There's no point in creating a routine that you're gonna keep for a week. There's no point in creating a routine, even if you keep it for a month. But if you're consistent with any routine, it will pay off for you. Yeah.
Nice, thank you, Marpe. So from the one and the only Marpe, thank you so much for joining us here today in the studio. Like I said, we're gonna go back and dive into your journey in more detail at a later date when we are looking at preparing for our next academic year. But for today's show, you have heard it first. You've heard it here first, straight from Marpe, about her summer checklist, how she has been utilizing LinkedIn, applying for programs, making sure that she's prepared her schedule. If you like Excel, if you want to use apps, if you want to use diaries, physical diaries, there are plenty of options for you out there. So thank you so much. I have been your host, Dr. Leanne Jaye. And I've been Marpe. It's nice for you guys to have me, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Bye. Join us here next week, same time, same place on Fire Radio. You've been tuned in to Academic Crossroads. And don't forget, Youth Beat is up next. So stay tuned.
You have been listening to Academic Crossroads. Join us same time next week for more academic top tips with your host, Dr. Leanne Jaye Adeyemi.